if you have ever used Google AI Studio, or if you have acquired an app from another person who have created something in Google's AI Studio, let me know in the chat so I know exactly who I'm talking to and how experienced you guys are with using Google AI Studio. This was one of the products or the platforms that we have talked about in class one that I use to build out these tools. So let me know exactly if you guys have ever used this platform. Let me make sure that I have everything going in up live. Okay, so we are good to go. So let me go back. All right, so let's get started. So, like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about building new AI Part 3 series. And tonight's topic, based off of the poll that was inside of the group, people wanted to know how could they list their products faster. So that is what we're going to build out tonight in tonight's class. We're going to actually build out the tool that's going to help you create your listings faster for whatever platform that you are on. I know I may have been rude on some of the other lives, and it just reminded me. But to formally introduce myself, ladies, my name is Jasmine Shepherd. I'm not sure if many of you are joining this series from the public group on Facebook, but I am Jasmine Shepherd, and this is what I do. I teach ladies different digital product strategies and also how to scale them with building out their system infrastructure in the background to make more money in their business. So if I have not introduced myself on class 1 and 2, I'm sorry. Let me formally introduce myself tonight. So tonight, what we're going to be doing, first of all, like you guys know, instead of me just telling you how to do something, I'm going to always tell you why you need to do it in the best way that you are able to scale and grow and make money off of what you guys are doing. So we will be talking about SEO. SEO is very important when we are talking about listing our products. So we will be talking about SEO, different platforms that you can get SEO from, and why it makes your products more valuable when you have SEO titles and things like that in your listing. We're going to also be talking about the cover pricing for your tools, the same way that we always talk about how you need to price what you are creating, especially if you are planning on creating these for other business owners in your niche. I'm going to also show you and tell you what a complete listing actually looks like in order for it to convert. If you are a person who is saying, I create listings and nobody's buying, I'm going to also tell you exactly what you need to make sure that you have in your listings to boost the possibilities for them to convert. We're going to be going into Google AI Studio, and then I'm going to be explaining to you Google AI Studio and its billing. This was why this is one of the last platforms that I wanted to talk about versus Claude, Canva, and ChatGPT, some of the most popular ones that we all are using. Google AI Studio is a phenomenal platform, creates phenomenal tools, but it does come with a catch-22, especially since they have updated and changed some of their guidelines mid this year. I will be showing you my exact tool that I have created in Google AI Studio, so you will be able to see the possibilities of what we're going to be creating. And then finally, as you guys know, if I have a volunteer who would like to come up, we're going to be actually building out a listing tool together tonight during this class. So like I said, I have dropped the PDF inside of the chat at the top of the chat for those who are just joining. So feel free to grab that PDF, and it has the prompt that we're going to be using as well. So let's go ahead and talk about SEO, what your buyers are already searching. Okay, so SEO stands for search engine optimization. So I'm not sure if any of you heard that or not. So for many sellers like us, what that simply means is we need to use words that our buyers are already typing into search engines like Etsy, Google, Pinterest. So when they are searching for these specific words, your products, your listing, your content can pop up faster and allow them to be able to buy. So Use these tools when you are doing any type of research, especially when we are creating listings, when you are doing social media content. All of this is important. So when we are creating our product listing title, the title is not about us specifically, and it's not to what we want the title to be. We need to be making sure that the title is SEO standard so that it boosts the possibility of your actual product being showed up. When you are about SEO as well, we need to be thinking about the tags. If you ever heard or you use platform Etsy, stuff like that, you may have heard of the word tags. Those are very important as well. So tags can be actual phrases that your buyers are typing into these search engines, just like I said, and it will boost the possibility of your product showing up and your product actually converting. Your description is what's going to sell your actual product. Okay, we don't need vague descriptions about what the product has, what the product, how many bonuses, and all of that. Your product needs to actually, your description actually needs to sell your product. Okay, so your description does two things. It tells the algorithm what your product is about, and it tells your buyer why that person needs it. Okay, so I always stress about tying in your audience, your buyers, everything emotionally with your specific product. And then we need to be talking about the pricing, making sure that the pricing is clear and understandable to the customer as well. So all of that can be found in doing your customer research, doing your SEO research, and doing comparison to what other sellers in your niche are pricing and listing their specific listings as well. Now, a couple of tools where you can find out what your buyer is typing. So some of these tools you may have heard of before, like Google Trends. Okay, Google Trends is a very popular platform that people use to do their SEO research. So you can just type in your product idea and see if the interest is rising or it's fading or what that interest is with that specific product at the time. Another platform to use is Answer the Public. It's been around for a very, very long time. So what you can do is you can type in your niche or your product or the results for your listing and see if people are actually searching for that specific type of stuff using the language that you use in your listing and your titles and stuff like that. Another platform that you can use is Pinterest Trends. Okay, you can check out what is trending before you even build a new product, especially because we are talking about building out these specific tools. You may say, Jazz, I want to build this out specifically for me. But if you are a person that's saying, I want to build this out to be able to provide this as a product or use it in a service for another customer, then you need to also make sure that we are making sure we are doing our homework to make sure that what we are building out is going to be useful if you plan on going that route. And then another one that I use is very popular is Everbee. If you are an Etsy user, this platform connects hand in hand with Etsy. And what it does is it will validate your listings before you even build your tool. Okay, it tells you exactly what other Etsy owners and users are listing, what are they putting in their descriptions, what are they putting in their titles, what type of tags are they using, how are they pricing their products. And then even if you go on into the paid version of Airbnb, it also gives you like analytics first as the person who's selling the specific product. It tells you, their income, stuff like that. So those are four good platforms that you can use when you are thinking about researching your SEO for your specific tool, okay, in your listings. So what completes our actual listing? So these are some of the things that we need to consider when we are building out our listings, especially if we are trying to get them to convert. You need to also make sure you have an SEO optimized title, okay? So I said that before. Make sure that you have rich keywords in your description. So my suggestion is the first 40 words of your listing need to be SEO rich. Okay, so that is what's going to tell the algorithm what exactly the product is and why your buyer even needs to purchase it from you. Okay, if you would like to use tags, if you use Etsy or other platforms, using tags will also help with creating your listing. We also need high quality mockups. There are several platforms out here that are creating mockups for us. There, you just pick your choice, whatever one that's affordable for you. But we also want to make sure that we have mockups that bring our product vision to life. Okay, lifestyle scenes. You can have multiple angles. You can have actual characters or like men or women that's actually wearing your product or carrying your product. So make sure that we have high quality mockups as well. If you are an Etsy user, Etsy does push people's listings that have a video. So you can even create a 5 to 10 second loop video for your products. Okay, that's going to help boost up your ranking and your conversions on your products as well, and pushes your store out. And then if you are a person that's struggling with marketing, go ahead and get your tools to provide you some marketing tips. So when you are creating your listings, you can copy and paste or save those marketing tips, because this is the key to when it's time to go on social media and tell everybody about your product, your t-shirt, your cup, or whatever it could be. You need the specific tips that's going to help people understand what it is that you're selling, why they need it on social media, and then your call to action or your link in bio will send them to your actual store. So, Jazz, why are we using Google AI Studio tonight? Because, like I said, we have used Claude, we use Canva, and we have used ChatGPT in this series. So, tonight I'm going to show you exactly why I use Google AI Studio for my product listing generator. Okay. So, with Claude, you guys know that Claude does a lot of things. Claude is evolving overnight, it gets better and better. But with Claude, my only downfall is it does not output the high quality images just like some of the other platforms just as yet. I believe they're going to get there, but they're not at that point yet. With ChatGPT can generate your listings, your complete listings. It can create your photos, mock-ups, and all of that, marketing plan, everything that you want. But when you're talking about listing something and without having to platform jump, when you are starting a chat with GPT, of course, videos and all of that won't be able to generate within that same chat. And then the popular one, Canva, like I said, I showed you in the first day, we all can build out these tools in Canva. But Canva, you have to create different type of pages and stuff, videos and all of that in Canva. So the reason why I use Google AI Studio, to reiterate that again tonight, is because when I build out this generator, it's going to give me everything that I want all at the same time. Now, that is my spiel on why I use Google AI Studio. Now, like I said in the beginning, Google AI Studio comes with a catch-22, and I'm going to be transparent in telling you about this because I don't want you to be blindsided when it comes to you having to actually pay for this platform. Now, unlike some of the other platforms that we have used, Google AI Studio is no longer free like it was before, okay? So if you have never used Google AI Studio before, and this is your first time, you must now set up billing before you can even use your API key. Your API key is just like your special key to let Google and Gemini know that you are that specific person, and everything that created and is run and built inside of them goes to your billing. So that is required for all new users. There is no workaround with this option right here. Now, once before, like I said, late last year, Google AI Studio was offering a free $300 credit to for their cloud. I think they still might be offering the $300 credit, but that $300 credit is no more effective for the Google AI Studio part. So even though we build things in Google AI Studio and use it, it will not go to that $300 credit. Now, Google AI Studio does have other things that you can create, so that $300 credit can be applied to other things. But right now, Google is requiring that people prepay their usage before they actually use the apps and stuff that they build inside of this platform. Now, you can start with as small as $10 on your account when you set up your billing. I will say this, the usage is very minimum. It's not like every time you use your app, you're getting charged $5 or $10. You can even set up your own alerts if you are going over your billing and all of that. But if you are a newbie and you're just beginning and you're just testing out, I say start with a small increment like that to start off with. And I will explain the billing charges in just a second. Now, once you have done all of your API and billing set up, this is a one-time thing. You don't have to go through this process again, okay? So once you set up your billing, it's linked to your specific Gmail account that you're going to log in with. So anytime that you build out an app inside of this platform, you'll always use that same billing. You'll always use that same API key. Even if you purchase other apps from other sellers who have created theirs inside of Google AI Studio, you'll still use your specific billing, not theirs. Now, inside of your PDF workbook that I uploaded inside of the chat, I did explain to you the full guide on how that you can set up your Google AI Studio. So that is for your use. Like I said, if you've never used this platform before and this is your first time, just follow those steps and you can get your Google AI Studio set up in a matter of minutes, okay? So we have to think about it, and we are creating this tool inside of Google AI Studio. We have to frame it right. So we pay for all other subscriptions, Canva, Chat GPT, and all of that. It's no difference when it comes to paying for a Google AI Studio. But my thing is, when I am creating something and it's helping me to be productive faster, it's helping me to get results faster, and then I'm able to make a return on my investment, I am willing to pay that investment up front. Okay. So, like I said, the full setup guide is inside of your workbook, inside of the PDF. Now, when we was talking about the API, I know a lot of people may be saying, well, I got to set up a billing, I got to prepay. Okay, so like I said, most of the times when we have a lot of listings or a lot of products that we need to upload on Etsy or Shopify or whatever platform that we are selling on, and it may take us 2 to 3 hours to create those listings, okay? And then you may have to go to Chat GPT for the description, and you have to go to Chat GPT and Gemini to get your mockups, and then you may have to go to Canva to edit it, okay? By that time, a lot of time has gone by. So that's why I said I use this platform specifically for this type of content and this type of generator to help me work faster. So I myself do not look at the API cost as a bill. I'm looking at it as I'm getting a lot of my time back and being productive. So you can use what you are creating for your own business, run your own artwork through it, generate your listings in minutes, and then move on. Okay, we're going to speed up the process. Now, you can also use what you are building and sell it to other people in your niche. Okay, you can build this tool, you can sell it to other creators, other crafters, other whoever. So you are basically giving them a shortcut so they can be productive as well. And then the final thing, what I have been doing for a little while, a couple weeks, is I am using what I have built and I am using it for other people's business. Okay. For those who just don't have the time, because y'all know that 9 to 5 be calling, and they just want things done. They don't actually want to have to sit down and actually create these type of listings and all of that, these tools. So I use what I build and I help them build out their services and their business as well. So those are 3 specific ways that you could think about when it comes to the API and the billing, when it comes to Google AI Studio, that you're going to build something that either you can use for yourself, you can make another stream of income off of it by selling it to other people to help them, or you can create another stream of income because you're offering as a service to other business owners as well. Okay. Now, like I said, inside of the PDF, I have already provided you guys with these specific steps on setting up your Google AI Studio. So make sure that you download the PDF guide before the chat ends tonight, or else it will disappear. So those are the steps that you guys need to follow if you are very new in building out your account in Google AI Studio. So tonight, I'm going to very briefly show you my specific tools so you can have a vision in mind exactly what can be created. So you will watch me upload my product image. You're going to see me let it generate my mockups and all of that. You're going to see how it creates my SEO title, my description, my tags, my video, all of that. So all of what you will see me do tonight is going to actually replace 2 to 3 hours of having to do this between different platforms, going to Chat GPT, Gemini, Canva, all of that. We're going to actually do all of this in one tool, one platform. Okay. So I'm going to check the chat. If I have a volunteer who would like for me to build out this prompt specifically for your business or whatever products that you are selling or creating, feel free to use the raise hand feature and I will call on you so that I can get you to tell me specifically how to fill out your prompt. So what you need to have in mind when we start building out your prompt guide, this prompt is inside of your PDF as well. What type of products are you selling? Are you selling digital artwork, printables, physical products, whatever it is that you are selling, okay? Who is your target buyer? A lot of people skip this. A lot of people just don't know this. But when we are creating listings and when we are talking about scaling and anything like that, you got to know specifically who are you selling to. So you need to know who is that person, what platform do they live on, and what's that person's style, okay? What mockup products do you want specifically for your business? You may only sell t-shirts, you may only sell mugs. Specifically, you got to know what type of product mockups you want to be able to output for your listings, okay? If you are planning on having any type of model preferences in your tool, you need to know what type of gender that you want your model to be, what's their age group, what's their race. All of that is important because, like I said in the beginning, when we are creating content or when we are selling our products, we want to be able to draw the customer in emotionally and make them feel like this is specifically for me. So having the correct race and having the correct gender and all of that is very important. It makes the buyer be able to visualize themselves having your specific product. What is the style and the feel of your specific product? Is your product faith-based? Are you have travel type of products? Are you a nurse? Are you a doctor? What type of feel do you want your products to be? And then specifically, like I told you guys when we did the content in the first session, you need to know what platform you are selling on. You need to tell your generator that. Don't just say that I need a generator to build me some product listings. The more specific that you are, because with this AI stuff, it is so smart that it can pull information from the website and it can pull information from these specific platforms to know how to format your specific listing. That's going to take away the editing part on our end. Okay. So,
Jasmine,
yes, ma'am.
can you drop the PDF in the group chat again, please? Because none of us see it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second, guys. So I'm going to drop the PDF one more time, guys, and then I'll give you guys a second. Where did it go? The prompt is on the inside. The prompt is on the inside of this PDF right here. So I just dropped it in the chat again. So make sure that you go ahead and download that and save it as if the exact prompt that I'm going to be using is what we're going to build out this tool to do. Okay. So,
You said it's in the chat?
yes, ma'am.
I don't see it.
It's not showing up, Jazz.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, I see it, but let me make sure that you guys, let me do one thing really quick. Let me make sure that it's not too large. So let me compress it really quickly so that you guys can download it. I'm sorry, y'all just now seeing it. I could have been re-uploaded it. Thank you for letting me know, Terry. Let's see.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I just dropped it again. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. That might be why somebody is. Okay. Check to see if you guys can see it now.
Yes, it's there.
Yeah, this
All
there.
right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. Back to business. All right. So that is the PDF that's going to house the specific prompt that you guys can edit for your business based off of what you guys sell. Okay. So So after we build your specific tool tonight, like I always tell you guys, think about these things. You can use it to list your products faster. You can sell access to your tool. I have done this. I have purchased tools from other people this way. You can also use your tool as a listing service to other people. You can bundle it with any other tools that you have created. In class one, you guys created your content tool. In two, you created planner tools. Tonight, you're going to create a listing tool. That is a whole premium bundle that you can be selling to people who want a faster way to be able to create money and do things inside of their business. You can use your mockups for marketing, post them to your social media accounts for inspiration, for engagement, all of that. And then finally, like you guys always know that I love to talk about, make sure that you are using specifically what you are building to scale your income in your business. So let's go ahead and go inside of Google AI Studio. So inside of Google AI Studio, I put the link inside of the PDF as well. You're going to come to a home page, and this is what it's going to look like. Now, if you have never set up or used Google AI Studio before, how in the PDF I was explaining how you would need to set up your specific your billing and all of that is going to be over here on the left hand side. So just follow the steps inside of that PDF to set up your billing. Now, for those who are familiar with Google AI Studio and have used Google AI Studio before, let's go ahead and start building out our specific tools that we want to create. So what we'll need to do is we're going to click on this word over here called build. Up here in this box right here, this is where you're going to paste the specific prompt it is that you're going to tell Gemini that you want to create, okay? And then there are other specific things that we need to make sure that we need to check off as we are building out this. But let me go ahead and copy this prompt. And do I have anyone who wants to be my demonstration for tonight? Specifically building out whatever tool it is that you need to list your products with. And don't be scared, y'all. Don't be scared. Anybody want to be the demo for the night? Nope. Okay. So I'm just gonna show y'all a a broad overview of how you can create. So this is the prompt that I'm using. And so basically all I'm going to do is do exactly what you guys are known to do. I'm going to fill out the specific prompt to fit whatever industry or whatever way that I want to create this prompt for. So I'm going to go ahead and tell or fill in my niche and industry for this one. So I'll just say, I just said faith-based digital product sellers. Then your job is to take the uploaded image design and complete the complete listing packages. Make sure you tell it what platform that you are using. I'll just say Etsy just for right now, okay? You specialize in all of that. My business information, fill in the brackets. Now, like I said, you guys can make sure that you are filling in this information specific to your needs. So I'm just going to say my industry, my niche is And I'm quiet because I'm typing, okay? Uh-oh. Um, ooh, Etsy. Okay, so then we're gonna go down. These are the instructions for the app, telling it what you need to put inside of the app. So right here with the product type, you need to decide whether you're going to be selling digital, physical, or both. So make sure that you put whatever it is that you are selling for your business. So I'm just going to say this one is a physical product business. The mock-up type. So make sure you select what type of mock-ups that you want for your specific business. Like I said, you may not sell all of the different type of products, but just make sure that you are putting in the ones that you specifically need for your business. So I'm just going to leave all of these right here, and I'm just going to delete the business and craft ones. And I'll just leave this because this is selling physical products. Number of mock-ups that you want. Make sure you tell it how many mock-ups that you want. So I'm just going to say, give me an option of 10 mock-ups so that I can have something to choose from. If I want model preferences, what type of gender do you want? Do you want male, female, mixed, model, or no model? Their age group, ethnicity, and all of that. Make sure that you choose which one is best for you, but I'm just going to leave them to all of them at this time. Make sure that you are including your purchasing rights so your customer is fully aware of what they are and not allowed to do with your specific product. Okay, is it only for personal use, commercial use, resale rights, and all of that? So I'm just going to select personal use only. What type of file format will you be down or providing to your specific customer? So if you are selling any type of digital product, make sure that you include the type of files that you will be providing to the customer when they are creating their, or when you are creating your listings. But for this one, since I have chosen to do the physical route, I'm just going to say shipping policies or shipping time frames. So it will automatically include that. And I'll just say 5 to 7 business days. Now, this is what is telling it to make sure that it generate with every request. So make sure that you read through this. Make sure that it is to your liking. Like I said, delete what you don't need and edit what you do need for this one. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to go through and make sure, because I'm doing a physical one only, that I remove anything about digital. All right, so that is your prompt. Once you get your prompt in and you have it in there, there are a couple of things that we need to make sure that we check down here at the bottom. This is a new feature that Gemini has added to the Google AI Studio. You can actually, the app that you are building inside of Google AI Studio, you can have it transferred to your Android phone. Okay, so that is a new feature that you can check down here. But the things that I am going to check, because I asked it to create my images or videos with this prompt, I'm going to make sure that I check that button right there. I wanted to generate high quality images, so I make sure that I turn that on. I don't need a chat bot. I don't want it to generate video from text. I do want it to control the image aspects. And that is another thing up here with your specific when you are telling it about your mockups, if there is a specific formatting size that you want your images to come out in, make sure that you specify that in your prompt as well. As we know, several different platforms use several different images size. Analyze your image. Yes, I wanted to analyze my image because the purpose of me building is I'm going to upload something and I wanted to think on its own to create my full listing. Analyze video content. I don't want that. And I do want it to be able to enable high thinking. So I have checked all of that. I got my prompt together. So now I am going to hit the build button. So once we hit the build button, it's going to do its little thing in the background. It does take a few seconds for it to actually generate this specific app, okay? Also keep in mind, like I told you with the other platforms, if you want to add your own branding to your app, you may have your own specific brand colors, you may have your own name that you want your app to be, or you want to have your business name on the specific tool or anything like that. Make sure you tell it in the prompt as well so that it will be able to output the specific way that you are wanting it to go. So here is a preview of what it is trying to generate. It's asking me to select some things. So let's see. This is what it is telling me how it's going to actually design my app right here. So I can skip this or I can select this design. So I'm just going to select it and just know, like I told you with some of the other tools, you can always go back and refine it and refine it and refine it. So while that is building, it's going to be asking me a few questions. So I'll just be checking back to make sure that I select the answer so that it can speed up the process. But as far as anything I have covered so far when it comes to using Google AI Studio, I'm going to check the chat. Let me know if you ladies have any questions.
Jazz, you're probably going to go over this, but once you create your app, does it go into like a library for you to reference back to it, or is
Yes,
it just
ma'am.
okay?
Mm-hmm. I will show you where you can find your apps and stuff that you built at. Is at the very beginning what I showed you when you first come into Google AI Studio on that left-hand side. Any apps that you have built is going to always be over there in your little side pocket over there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So it is still running. It is still building. So like I said, it does take a couple of minutes for it to actually build out everything, especially because we're asking it to do quite a bit, but we're going to be patient and we're going to let this go ahead and build out.
So I have another question. So
Mhm.
if we use the Google AI Studio, then we wouldn't need like another thing like just say what's it called, Netafly?
Netflix. I will say this. Google AI Studio, you can deploy your apps in here, similar to the way that we did it inside of Claude. You can share the link to other customers. Same way that I was telling you about Claude. The only thing about it is when you share your link with another user, yes, they are able to use your app, but they are able to recreate your app. Now, there is a way to prevent that, but it is costly. Let's just say you say, I built something phenomenal. I really don't want to have people making different variations of my tool. I just want them to be able to utilize it. You can deploy it right here inside of Google AI Studio. But what that does is it requires people to use your billing when they use that app. So if you share your app with other people, and let's just say your app is highly popular, people love it, people are always in here using it, you're going to be billed for their usage. Now, you can put blocks and limits on the billing and all of that. At a specific time, Google will prevent people from being able to use it. Now, that's totally up to you. If I was to go that route, I would definitely consider that if I was creating some type of membership where I am allowing people to have unlimited usage, but at the same time, they are paying something recurring so that it will cover my billing, the billing on my end for them being able to use my tool. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm. So yes, ma'am. But you won't necessarily have to use Netflix and GitHub. Now you can deploy them to other platforms like that as you wish. But like I said, just know that that is an extra step in doing that. And then inside of Google AI Studio, if you share your app with the link in the share button, although they can use your app if they are proficient enough to make edits or anything like that, they will have the option to do that. Okay, so while that is building, I'm going to demo for you ladies, specifically my app. Okay, so I'll just show you what exactly we are building in the possibilities of the output once you guys create yours. So let me pull up mine. All right, so this is my app that I created inside of Google AI Studio, very similar to what you ladies have inside that your PDF you can build out yourself. So what mine do is I upload my design. So if I was selling a digital product, physical product, or whatever, I'm just going to upload this one for reference. Now, I do suggest when you are uploading your images that you try to have a PNG version of it, just to prevent, because this is AI, just prevent any type of white background on your images, okay? So that is my image. I do have some of the settings in here as well, so I can choose from my model, my gender. I could choose how many mockups I want, so I'm just gonna leave that at 3. I could choose what type of mockups I want. Specifically, what do I want people to vision them buying my image that they can use for their business? So I'm just going to leave the t-shirt. I'll choose the tumbler, and let's just say I'll choose the throw pillow. Okay. What type of ethnicity do I want my model? So I'll just leave it at African American. I'll choose an age group. What's my age group I want from here? What is the file format that I will be providing to the customer? So if I was going to sell this, I'll give them a PNG version. Do I want to have the resale rights? Yes or no? I'll just leave that at no. And then I'm going to hit generate my assets. Okay. So while that is generating, it's going to be generating over here. And then it's going to provide me with my full listing and all of that first. So the same time that every week or however I am creating content or I am uploading listings, what I would do is I would have my Etsy account or my Sistah account, whatever account it is that I'm using, I would have it up at the same exact time. So once my stuff is generating, I could take all of my copy listing stuff over to that platform. And then it's going to take a second for it to generate how many ever mockups that you are requesting at one time. I can come back then and get my mockup. So as you can see, it is still creating my mockups up here. The thing with my app, like I said, you want to create things that's going to make it easier for you. So my app automatically read or went through my design. It even told me specifically what it is about my design right here, okay? So it gave me an intelligence report. It also studied the market. That's why I said, tell it specifically what platform that you are using. It provided me several platforms that on Etsy and specifically that are selling similar listings to what this one could possibly be listed for. Now, it also gave me a SEO title right here. So that is my SEO title that is using keywords and searches that people are searching for on the internet in Etsy. It also gave me my full product description. So right here, here's my product description, what the customer will receive. I'm telling them how they can use my design. What is it perfect for? They can put it on all of these specific products. I also included my licensing and usage terms inside of my listing. I did say that it did not have resale rights, so it put all of that in there. It's going to tell them specifically how to download this listing or how they're going to be able to get this listing. And then it also give them a few more information at the bottom, letting them know this is a digital product. No physical items will be sent to them. Now, also, it gave me 13 tags that I can put inside of Etsy if I wanted to create this listing right there. And then it also gave me some marketing tools. So based on the specific image that I just uploaded, it's telling me how to convert and get my product out there to other users. I can include it in a video. I can utilize all images sold on Etsy. I can pin this. I can run an introductory sale for 48 hours. I can add pink and green hidden words in the, capture the audience attention. So that's what I'm saying. When I build out stuff like this, I need it to work for me and don't allow me to work too hard. So these are my mockups right here. So like I said, I asked for it to create me 3. It gave me a t-shirt. It gave me the image look on a mug, and it also gave me the image look on a throw pillow. Now, be sure to look through your mockups and make sure that they are, coming out right, because this is AI. I have built it into mine to where if I love all of the mockups that it gave me, I can download them all at one time at my computer. If I don't like any of these, it has the option to regenerate them all and give me another set, okay? Now, when I create my, especially my model mockup, I have mine to set where I can actually download my model right here. And then in the same tool, all I have to do is once I download her, I'll just download it. I can re-upload her back up inside of my specific app. And if there is a custom prompt that I would want her to do, I can put it right here. But if not, if I want AI to generate the video, I just make sure I put in the right inputs, and then I'll hit the launch the animation part right there. So it's going to generate my video right here. So I'm gonna allow it to do all of that, and then we'll come back and look at it. So here is the app that was built off of the tool on the prompt that we just did. So like I said, if you need to change up any of your branding, you want to change your listing, you want to put your company name, anything like that, make sure you just go back over here in the chat over here on the left-hand side and put those edits in there. So from here, all I'm going to do is just test it out. Like I said, refine it until you get it to actually output the way that you want. So right here, it is asking me to upload my artwork. So I am just going to, let's just say we do this one, okay. And I can already see it's not putting out like I want to, but let's see. Merchandise logistics, physical prints. Let's choose our mockup. Let's say we're gonna do no. I'm gonna use drinkware. So this is what I'm doing when it creates my apps. I'm going through to making sure that it is outputting the way that I want it. So it has everything that I want over here as far as the inputs when I am uploading my listing. Now I need to work on it actually making sure that it outputs my mockups the way that I want them. So let's see. let's see what we can go back and change over here. I don't want any of those. So what it has basically did was created mockups for me. So all I'm going to do is, I really don't want to change anything over here. I just wanted to be able to change the way that it is providing the mockups for me. So I'm gonna go back over here in my chat and I'm going to say, that's what I have to say. And you just talk, you don't have to get fancy with it. You just tell it exactly what you want. So all I said with the mockup generations, I do not want you to auto create mockups for me. I want you to wait until I upload a specific artwork, select the right inputs, and then I want you to create the mockups using the uploaded image and making them look high quality 4K based off the quantity that I said that I wanted. So I'm going to resend that prompt. I'm going to let it do its thing. It's going to regenerate again, just like how we do when we ask it to make any type of edits or anything like that. So while that is generating and doing its thing, let's see what happened over here. All right, so is anybody following me, or you guys pretty much just watching all? Like I said, compared to some of the other platforms like ChatCloud and Canva, Google AI Studio has a couple more steps that you have to do in order to get everything to work perfectly for you. But once you finally take the time to refine and get it to actually output the things that you want it to do, it saves me, I know, a ton of time versus having to jump back and forth, having to wait on ChatGPT to generate image by image, one by one. Let's just say I want 10 images, that could take up to 5 to 10 minutes trying to create those images. So actually trying to think of what type of prompt to put in to get the images. So this is my go-to specifically for this tool right here. I use Google AI Studio for other reasons as well, but this is one of the platforms that I use when I am creating my listings for my stores. So does anybody have any questions when it comes to building out your listing inside of Google AI Studio?
So you know how with Claude you could hit your limits. Is there a limit with Google AI Studio?
Yes, ma'am. It is. There's a limit that you can set up yourself inside of your billing in your account. It what it does is, because Google has switched to users prepaying their usage, it prevents you from having a very large bill at the end of the month because you are using your generator. So you can do that. And I think it's not very short, but it's not very long as well. But once you have been using it for a very long time, I know that I have been using mine recently, creating one of my clients' mockups for her Shopify store. And I hit my limits because I was creating all of her mockups for her products. So it'll take a minute before you hit that limit, but it does give a limit if you are generating a whole bunch of products. And the limit usually resets within a couple of hours.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So when I refine my app, I would probably tell it to take these vector presets away. So while I am looking at things like that, I'm just going to go ahead and put this over here. So I won't forget. So I'll say remove the vector presets. Okay, so but I'm going to be testing it out in the process. So upload my own artwork. Let's try this again. Physical prints, mock-up styles. Now, if you would like for this to get even more specific, allowing you to select what type of mock-up styles that you want, like how I showed you mine do, you need to go over here on the left-hand side and make that clear inside of your prompt chat over here. Same thing when it comes to your gender and your model over here, okay? So let's see if it actually is still not doing it. Let's see. Mm-mm. And sometimes guys, y'all gotta get a little firm with these generators because they do what they want to do. And then also, I didn't see that option. Mm, okay. Wait. So, so we're gonna run that again and then see what it actually does. Now, this is my video for my app. So, like I said, it's not perfect, it's AI, but as we know, you keep refining this part if you create your own as well. But the point is, especially on Etsy, Etsy seems to push listers videos out who have some type of video inside of their listing. So make sure if you are selling on Etsy, or even if you sell on Shopify or anything like that, if you want to have this video already incorporated in your app, that you make sure you do that at that same time, so you won't have to take what you have created and go to other platforms like Gemini and Midjourney and stuff like that. So we're going to run this app one more time. Hopefully, it is creating the mockups. It try to halfway create the mockups, like I said. Now, like I said, every prompt is different. The specific prompt that I use to create my generator, it may have different words or format or something like that, that is making it look a lot different from what this one is look like. But like I said, you have to keep coming back in and telling it what to change, what to add, what's not working, what you don't what you don't want, until it actually outputs the products and the listings and stuff exactly how you want it to be. So hopefully it corrects itself this time, so you guys can at least try to see what the mock-ups and stuff would come out to look like. But I've shown you guys my specific tools, so now you have an idea of what you guys can be creating using the prompt that I gave you guys. So if it does not come out right, I will actually, everybody that's on this chat tonight, I will drop the link to this specific app inside of the chat. Feel free to take it and edit it and change it and do what you please with it. If there is a different type of business that you have, if it's a different type of products that you sell, what you want the the app name to be, what do you want it to output? You simply come over here to the side over here and you tell it exactly what you want to change, okay? So that is how you guys, and that's how I was explaining before, when you are selling your apps and you're selling your apps to other people using Google AI Studio, yeah, they will get your finished product, but they will have the option to make edits to your app as well. So that is my bonus for everybody that is on the call tonight. You guys will get the link to this specific app. So I'm going to give it a second to see what it's doing.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The prompt you gave in the workbook,
Mm-hmm.
are we using this whole thing all the way down where it even says what to generate for every request? We put that in there also?
Mm-hmm. Because that's telling it, when I put this information in, this is what I want you to give me back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you can change up the brackets and stuff inside of that prompt specifically to what you want it to be for. Like I said, guys, when we're using AI, everybody is so caught on to having a structured outline prompt. Yes, I do use prompts and stuff for all of my AI platforms, but what I specifically do is I go in and I talk off of the top of my brain, what's on my mind. For some reason, for me, things seem to output better that way. But with this, even with this prompt that you guys have, if you want to edit the brackets, but then you want to run it into ChatGPT, or you want to run it in Claude and say, hey, this is a prompt for a Google AI Studio tool that I am trying to create, and it's going to do X, Y, and Z for me. I need for you to redo this prompt, or put it in a way where it doesn't sound like there is so many steps and structure, and everything will flow like a organized conversation. So you can do it that way. Because, and also another good thing that I must tell you, that when we are doing AI and we're giving it prompts, the more information sometimes we tell it at one time, it looks like it confuses it. And that might be one of the reasons with this one right here. You may need to break it up in steps, and you can do that. You can break it up once it builds something the first time, then you can go back in and make edits. The same thing that I'm doing right now. I could have broke that prompt up into maybe 2 or 3 parts, Then once it created one step, then gave it some more and then some more. And then I go to the refining part, getting it to how I want it. So let's try this one more time. Say third time's a charm. So let's see. Okay. Product type, how many mockups? I'll just say 3. See how the changes it made. It gave me the option to choose how many mockups I want this time. Select my mockup types. Okay, so if there are specific type of products that you sell, make sure that you are making sure that it has those specific products right here. So I'm just going to choose maybe a couple of them. I'm not going to choose all of them. And no, it's still not outputting it. But what I would do is I would just keep going back and telling it exactly what is wrong, what I need it to do, what it's not doing until it actually generate my images the way that I want. Like I said, with all of your generators, you it does take a little while for it to automatically you know output the way that you want it to do. Okay. So what I would want to fix or what you can fix is making sure that it puts the you can say overlay the image over the actual product to create a output of an actual mock-up inside of the prompt. But on the flip side, it is giving me the copy that I need to take inside of my selling platform. So right here at the bottom is giving me the specific stuff that I need to take into Etsy. So that would be my product listing title right here. I would just copy that title and take it over into Etsy. Here is my product description right here. So I will copy or I will read it to make sure that it is putting out the information that I would like. If I wanted to go back over here and prompt it to tell it anything, I will probably tell it in the product description. Please do not put the hashtags in the listing right there, okay? So I will probably tell it to remove that. Here are the search tag, the tags right here. So you can copy these tags and you can put them inside of your listing as well. Here is your licensing disclosure right here. So make sure that if it's not in your product listing, you can also add it right here. And then here are your marketing tips right here that it gives you. So it gives you some ideas on how you can use your mockups in order to push traffic to your specific site if you are struggling with your products converting. So it is doing a little bit what I want. The only thing that I would work on a little bit more is the actual output of the mockups. So I would probably, like I said, keep prompting it, keep telling it what I don't want it to do until it actually outputs the information as I want it. So that is basically in a nutshell how you can build out your Google AI Studio listing inside of Google AI Studio. Yes, you probably said, well, Jazz, why didn't you just use ChatGPT? Like I said in the beginning, with ChatGPT, it does not automatically create my videos in the same listing prompt. Yes, it would give me my description tags, title, all of that. But I have tried and I cannot figure out how to get ChatGPT, especially with platforms like Etsy, you are allowed to upload multiple images at the same time. With my ChatGPT, I don't know about y'all's, but mine will only give me one image at a time, and I have to keep creating, thinking of ways that I can tell it to create the actual mock-up. But with the app that I have, it automatically takes what I have and create all of that for me at the same time. So what's taking me, in Canva and ChatGPT about 10 minutes apart for one listing, I am able to create listings faster this route, creating, 5-10 listings within a 30-minute time frame. So I will share this app with everybody who is in the chat tonight. Feel free if you would like to take what we have built, started building, and you would like to expound on that and do what you need to do with it. But other than that, do I have any questions when it comes to building out a product listing using AI? So you feel free if you want to ask me any questions when it comes to your listings, content, making sales, and all of that. Make sure I give you guys the link.
For this particular generator that you created, is there a way to add, because it's like more geared to Etsy, is there a way to add to the instructions to just say have like a drop down for like different platforms? Like if I wanted to use it for PayHip or for Sistah, or is it only you can do one platform at a time? If that
Yes,
makes
ma'am.
sense.
Just go over there to the chat when I kept telling it what was wrong with that app. Just go over there and tell it specifically, what you want. You don't want it to be Etsy specific. You want it to create the user the option to input or select from the following platforms, whatever ones that you want to mention. Make sure that you specify what platform. Specifically, give you a drop down menu that you can choose from that you want your listing to be for.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I just pasted the link inside of the chat. So hopefully you guys can see that. So if anybody can click on that link very quickly and just let me know if it's opening up into your account, let me know that before I actually end the call and the chat disappears.
Yes, hold on, what I do with it? Yep, it popped up.
Okay, awesome. So y'all have the foundation, you know what to do. Now we're at the refining stage. So like I said, if you're not a faith-based only type of company, you can go into the instructions over here in the chat and tell it to specifically what your business and your brand is all about, and you can make edits to this. So now you have a stepping stool. Now you guys can just perfect it and build off of what we have started on tonight. Okay, now the app that I showed you guys, that is my app right now. Yes, I do sell this app. This app is in the bottom of your PDF. So if you want this specific app, you can click and buy that app. Like Sherelle said, now that one's I made it for Etsy. That's the platform that I have these type of listings and stuff for. But the same thing I just told her, if you are selling on any other platform and you wanted to output something differently for those platforms, you just follow the same instructions that I just told her. So any other questions before we get off the call tonight? Right. If we don't have any questions, make sure you download the PDF. Make sure you grab the link before we end the call. We have our final series this Saturday, same time, same place. We're going to be talking about the very highly popular topic of building out websites and landing pages inside of AI. And that will be part 4 of our series. So thank you, ladies, for joining tonight. I hope to see everyone on part 4. And you guys have a great evening.
Jazz, before you go,
Uh-huh.
I opened up the link, but it looks like it's still connected to yours because it doesn't give me the option to edit it.
Let me see, Sherelle.
Let's see. And share. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get it up. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up.
And
Okay, so at the top, you see at the very top in the top toolbar, the very last icon on the end. Go down.
down.
The little button. Click on that button right there.
What happened? It's hard because the Zoom buttons are in there and in the way. So
It's
so
okay.
okay, we were right here. Okay, so
Because it's opening up in the full screen. All you have to do is not remix, but go over to the very end on the last icon. Click on that button.
oh, okay,
Now,
okay,
now you got your options over there to the left-hand side.
okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, I look forward to seeing everybody Saturday
Have a
night
good
if you can
night. Thanks,
attend.
Jess.
Good night.